You know what? Let's do the NATO stuff. Do we have a clip of... So, this is pretty stunning. And I think there's something relevant about this to what we're watching in terms of the impeachment. And it's not a defense of Trump, but it is an explanation of Trump. Donald Trump is incapable, for whatever reason. I'm not a trained psychiatrist. In fact, I'm not even an amateur psychiatrist. I'm not an untrained psychiatrist. I'm not in any way a psychiatrist.
You're an untreated patient.
I am a treated patient.
I'm a treated one.
Highly treated patient. Not necessarily cured. But Donald Trump, I think, has a genuine inability to distinguish between him and what personally has to do with him and what has to do with the country.
Yeah, the one that matters is me. I'm the only one that matters.
And I think it plays out in a multitude of ways. Not the least of which, of course, it's in America's interest to leverage aid that has been congressionally appropriated for Ukraine's defense for my benefit, because if it benefits me, it benefits America.
He used to say what's good for General Motors.
That's right.
That's how
it's good for Trump. It's good for America.
And that's the difference.
That's the
between
difference.
Eisenhower and Trump.
Exactly. And here is Trump. Well, first, this is what starts off. Now, the second one that we have up there, right, is when he's telling people he's leaving, right? Yeah, okay. So let's start with this. This comes out in, I don't know, I think it was Euro News, whatever. I mean, literally Euro News. There's a cocktail party, and it's actually sort of fascinating to watch these guys gather around and talk like you would. I mean, it's so normal that it's almost bizarre. So you've got Boris Johnson there, you've got Macron, you've got Trudeau. I can't see who else is there. Who is behind that guy?
A whole cavalcade of ghouls.
Yeah, but there's also was there anybody else? Were there any other leaders there?
There were a couple.
I think the only like players though are like it's Trudeau is mainly talking, and Macron and Boris chat a bit too.
Okay,
so everybody else.
Mark Rutte and Princess Anne.
But they're not.
Okay,
saying
Princess
anything.
Anne. All right. So, and so the you can hear them talking, but it is captioned, and they are literally like. They're talking like you could see. I'm quite convinced that, you know, if you went to like a high school and a cafeteria, they would be like, man, did you see that guy is such an idiot? Here is what they are saying. Watch his team's jaw drop to the floor. Yes, no, I think that's Doral. Yes, in Miami. They're talking about Trump. And they're mocking him. And they're all going like, can you believe it? Oh, I got stuck in a 40-minute press conference with that boob. And so...
At 2, Boris?
Exactly. Well,
I would like to get
this is interesting, too. I think the reason why, and then what happens is Trump reacts, and he gets really mad at Trudeau, And this, again, is about as high school as it gets because he realizes he can't get mad at his only friend there because then he'll be totally isolated. So he gets mad at the guy that he thinks he and his friend can gang up on. Like, it is, I know that I am reducing this down to the most juvenile perspective, but that is exactly what the point I'm trying to make that he does.
Yeah, it's like when my best friend didn't like her birthday present, so she got mad at me, but not her boyfriend.
Interesting.
Exactly. It's your fault.
Did you have a video of Prime Minister Trudeau talking about you last night?
Well, he's two-faced.
Do you think that Germany's too naive?
And honestly, with Trudeau, he's a nice guy. I find him to be a very nice guy. But, you know, the truth is that I called him out on the fact that he's not paying 2%. And I guess he's
All right,
not
pause it.
very
So I just want to be
happy
clear on what happens here. Like he was invited to, I think he was invited, I don't know if it was to Canada or whatnot, the question. And and Trump rejected it. And why'd you reject it? He's two-faced. And then he realized like, oh, I'm showing too much that my feelings were hurt. And so what he does, and you'll see this, he tries to make it about, and it's an insult to America. And nothing could have been further from the truth. We see the video. We see what he's saying. He's making fun of Trump. He's actually expressing some type of empathy for Trump's advisors. But here, Trump is going to make it like he's mad at America. And then he slips at one point when you'll see.
And I guess he's not very happy about it. I mean, you were there, a couple of you were there, and he's not paying 2%, and he should be paying 2%. It's Canada, they have money, and they should be paying 2%. So I called him out on that, and I'm sure he wasn't happy about it, but that's the way it is. Look, I'm representing the U.S., and he should be paying more than he's paying, and he understands that.
There
So
it
I can
is.
imagine-
There's the
I can
tell.
imagine-
Go back. I'm representing the U.S. In other words, he's trying to transfer the insult to him personally onto the United States of America because that way he doesn't look so petty. He has the level of awareness to realize I can't look this petty and this injured because honestly, like this is the closest I have ever come. And believe me, I'm still miles away to feeling some sort of empathy or sympathy for this guy because he has I can imagine, you know, my 6-year-old son seeing his friends around the playground, just like say something and clearly laughing at him and going over and going, like, don't worry about it, buddy.
Do you guys have the tweet I sent you though? Because I do want to make a very important, extremely important point because there's an election coming up on December 12th in the UK. And I really hope that President Trump gets this message because Boris Johnson was not disrespecting you. And I'm sure he would love to have a public meeting with you in London before the election. He is totally not like Two-Faced Justin.
Right.
And I think the people of the UK would love to see your tremendous friendship. And I would encourage everybody to tweet that at both of them with the hashtag Trump Johnson.
Right, because of course Johnson
friendship.
doesn't want to be seen with Trump at all.
Boris Johnson has personally requested that not happen, but I'm saying that that's not really the truth.
Do
he
you
loves
think
Trump and wants to
that
meet him.
Johnson was trying to speak loud
Yes,
enough
I
to
do.
get caught on that,
Yes.
and that he?
Yeah.
Do you
Yes.
think his people
Yes.
released the video?
1,000%.
Yeah, I think they
Yes,
were
I do.
taping it.
And it's fascinating
not
though
for a second
that
do I
Trump
doubt that.
does not
10th
get
level
mad.
Mean Girl stuff.
Trump does not get mad at Johnson.
Well, the other thing that's very bizarre and very juvenile about Trump is, look, he just slapped sanctions on Brazil. Bolsonaro is pathetic in his worship of Trump, which you think is what Trump wants. Erdogan disrespects Trump to his face, and Trump's like, tough guy.
I like getting egged.
I mean, honestly,
I like getting egged.
Yeah, he has no respect for people who are going to be
Honestly.
cucked by him.
So I think that I hope we can leverage it to some extent because the guy's a lunatic and he's insecure. But And yes, I 100% think it's from Boris Johnson because
Yeah.
they've been closing the polls because they released secret documents saying, yes, the NHS absolutely is on the block. People in the UK pay attention.
Right.